I feel it.
In our next story, earlier this week, a disturbing video showing police officers assaulting a young man in Agbo, Delta State, sparked widespread outrage across social media. Now, this incident is not uncommon, but it did trigger a fresh wave of criticism over police brutality in Nigeria. But luckily, responding to all the public anger, the Delta State Police spokesperson, Bright Edafe, confirmed that the officers involved are facing consequences. The Delta State Commissioner of Police has also ordered that their senior team leaders face a formal disciplinary process, including an orderly room trial. This is very, very important. It's an important story for us to tell, because just last week, a young man, a young artist, Paul Obukewo, died in police custody in Ughelli local government area of Delta State. He was just 24, he was a budding musician, and he lost his life simply because he had the guts to ask a rapid response squad, why did you make this arrest on, one of my friends? And he died in police custody. His family is now sending out a petition against the Inspector General of Police and the Delta State Commissioner of Police. But let's take a look at social media. Let's take one or two tweets. Stylo says, there has to be a nationwide reorientation. We know they can't all be bad, but bad behavior is repeatedly shown irrespective of previous punishment on their colleagues. So what is the problem? Is it hunger? Is it greed? Is it a love of money? Or is it power? And we'll take one more tweet. It is very, very important to note that this does give accountability in a sense. But I have to ask myself, what about the videos that we don't get to see? What about the checkpoints that go undocumented? What happens in the private cells? This is one video that we got to get justice on. But what happens when no one is watching, when our phones and cameras aren't out? That is a question that we need to ask. It is pertinent. But moving on in our final story, this story made me laugh. A Nigerian woman has gone viral after celebrating what she calls a groundbreaking achievement. She became the first woman from her community to board an airplane. That's right. In photos that have quickly spread across social media, she's seen smiling proudly in front of an Air Peace flight, posing with custom-made banner that boldly reads, "First woman to enter an airplane in my community." She was dressed to impress and she was clearly excited. And of course, she sparked a range of reactions online. While some people have mocked her, I myself can't help but think about how beautiful it is to transcend socioeconomic barriers. But before I take some tweets and hand over to my team, I'd like to ask you guys, please, and this is yet to happen, chime in on the conversation on social media with the hashtag trending now on TVC on any social media platform. And who knows, one of these days you might take your tweets. But let's take a look at social media. This is her in front of the flight, looking very happy. Banti says, I envy people that know how to celebrate little wins that we take for granted. And moving on in our next story, in our next tweet rather. Abidemi says, she has taught every child in that community that anything is possible. It's worth celebrating. Guys, I want to play an unorthodox game right now on national television. What were you the first to do in your family, in your community, in your life?
There are so many things, so let's not go there. But I just want to say that for some persons, celebrating these wins that we may term as small is great. We do not know what her background has been, and she is here to say, you know what, if I did it, it's possible for those in her community as well. So kudos to her celebrating that and being bold enough to say, you know what, this is my first time, catching a flight, and it's good for her. I'm happy for you. Congratulations.
And also, we talk about break generational curses. Maybe nobody in her family has ever entered a plane, so it's a good one. And I like the fact that she's bold enough to come out and celebrate that. Hey, I got into a plane and this is me in front of the plane. That's a good one.
I'll just end with this quote that he will appreciate little wins, appreciate God for something. They will definitely live to get something better. So I say kudos to her, congratulations to her, congratulations to her community, congratulations to her family. And
who knows, one day she might land in a helicopter in her local government area.
Yeah, I'm just imagining her going back to the village, and then there's their traditional dances welcoming her and saying, you've done great. As Vero said, yes, she's motivated quite a number of people from that community, especially the women.
Right. Unfortunately, our time is up. But thank you, Olamide, for those interesting stories. This is where we have to draw the curtains on the program for today. Let's let you know that the views and reactions of all our resource persons are theirs and have no connection with TVC News. Up next is Your View with the Ladies, and afterwards is This Morning with Yori Folari. Just stay safe. Bye.